And welcome back, it's JWalter here. In today's housing market update, I'm going to give you the latest news regarding housing inventory, home prices, and much more. I'm also going to be sharing some news regarding how this housing market is starting to see some shifting as it's been important to you guys over the past couple of months. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. And of course, if you guys get any value out of this video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Also consider subscribing as well, because I post the latest housing market trends so you guys can make a more informed decision about whether you should buy or sell a house. So with that said, let's begin today's video. This is according to Redfin, and this is the key housing market takeaways for 400 plus US metro areas. And this is for the data for the 4-week period ending May 29th. They actually just released this today at the time of this video. So let's dive in right here. So median home prices, or the median sold price, actually increased 16% year over year to a new all-time record high of $401,000. Again, these are home sold prices. So this is really an indication of what our housing market was like approximately 2 months ago when the home seller was negotiating a contract with a home buyer. In other words, it's a lagging indicator of our housing market. We'll have to see if this trend continues, given the fact that mortgage rates have been increasing so much, right? In any case, here's the trend line of this year compared to 2021 and also compared to 2020. Again, home prices up 16% year over year. 1 year ago, the median sold price was actually just under $350,000. And back in May of 2020, the median sold price was $275,000. And that's pretty remarkable. We went from approximately, $280,000 to $400,000 in 2 short years. Meanwhile, the median asking price of a newly listed house increased 16% year over year to $412,000. However, that's not the full story though, because yes, it did increase 17% year over year, but have a look at this because it actually decreased compared to their housing market forecast from 1 week ago. So have a look at this. Ever since basically April, or the beginning of April of this year, we've reached all-time record highs for the median asking price. Again, this is the median asking price that home sellers are asking for their houses. However, as you guys can see here, we've reached all-time record highs for more or less the entire year of 2022. The previous record high was actually set in 2021. This was basically for the 4-week period ending October 3rd of last year, when we reached all-time record highs at $359,000. But as you can see here, we've reached all-time highs for the median asking price ever since approximately the last half of January of this year. So obviously, if you're a home buyer, this is a positive trend to see that the asking prices have been decreasing. However, this is time following the normal seasonal trend though, because I don't want to give your guys' hopes up, because look at 2019 here. So 2019 is this blue line here. Really ever since the 4 weeks period ending May 19th, the median asking price decreased. So this is following a seasonal pattern, because we're starting to see this decrease in asking prices. However, this trend line decreases greatly. That would be a sign clearly that home buying demand is decreasing greatly as well. Therefore, I'll definitely keep you posted regarding this, because a lot could change. Meanwhile, the monthly mortgage payment on the median asking price home, in other words, the average mortgage payment on the average price home in the United States right now, actually declined slightly to $2,391 per month at the current 5.09 mortgage rate. If you guys missed my previous video, this 5.09% mortgage rate, or the average for a 30-year fix, is according to Freddie Mac. However, this is a weekly average though, and more recently, over the past couple of days, mortgage rates have been increasing. So the current rate right now is approximately 5.5% and not 5.09%. In any case, because mortgage rates on average have been decreasing ever since the middle of May until the end of May, this has caused the monthly mortgage payment to decrease slightly, but we're still up 40% compared to 1 year ago, when the average payment was just over $1,700 per month. And that was when mortgage rates were approximately 2.99%. In any case, according to Uncle Fred's graphic here, ever since May 12th of this year, mortgage rates have more or less been declining. They actually decreased from 5.3% according to Freddie Mac, all the way down to 5.09% as of Thursday, June 2nd of this year. However, compared to 1 year ago, look at that, mortgage rates were averaging 2.99%. And here's a graphic depiction of this increase of mortgage payments compared to 1 year ago and also compared to 2020. As you can see here, because mortgage rates have been increasing greatly, approximately 2 percentage points this year alone, this has caused the average home buyer mortgage payment to increase greatly. from $1,675 at the beginning of this year, now up to $2,400 per month. Compare that to last year in 2021, the average mortgage payment was approximately $1,600 per month. And 1 year prior to that, in 2020, the average was $1,500 per month. In other words, according to Redfin, the average home buyer looking to buy the average price home in the United States is going to have to pay approximately $700 more per month to buy the same house 1 year ago. Meanwhile, pending home sales are down 8% year over year. This is the largest decrease since May of 2020. Again, a pending home sale is when a home seller accepts an offer from a home buyer. As you can see here, pending home sales decreased 8.1% compared to 1 year ago, the biggest decrease since May of 2020. As you can see here though, look at 2021, the blue line right here. The red line here is 2022. As you can see, really ever since April, the number of pending home sales was basically on par with last year. But as you can see here, ever since April, the number of pending home sales has been decreasing and falling behind 2021. Okay, let's talk about housing inventory and also the number of new listings hitting the market as well. We obviously need a lot more houses to be listed for sale in order to cool off this housing market further, right? The number of new listings is actually flat compared to 1 year ago. So basically we have the same number of new listings now compared to 1 year ago. This is basically on par with what Realtor.com was reporting in my previous video that I made a couple of days ago. So for the week ending May 28th, the number of new listings in the US, according to Realtor.com, was only an increase by 2% from 1 year ago. Meanwhile, the number of active listings fell 10% year over year. This is the smallest decline since April 2020. Now keep in mind here, this is a 4-week rolling average for active listings in the United States. It fell 10% year over year according to Redfin. However, Realtor.com reported an 11% gain in active listings. This is something I want to bring to your attention because Redfin's reporting a 10% decrease year over year. However, Realtor.com is reporting an 11% increase year over year. So the important distinction here is when you look at Realtor.com, they're looking at week over week data compared to 1 year ago. So for the week ending May 28th of this year, they reported an 11% gain compared to the same week 1 year ago. However, Redfin's data looks at a 4-week period rolling average. So this is basically the average over the last 4 weeks, whereas Realtor.com is reporting weekly data compared to 1 year ago. So in other words, it's going to be interesting to see how Redfin reports the number of active listings because it appears that a lot of home sellers are getting their houses listed for sale, and this is increasing housing supply. And here's the number of active listings in 2022 compared to the last couple of years. As you can see here, the number of active listings is at 608,000, far surpassing January of this year when we had approximately 550,000 houses for sale. However, the spread between 2021 and 2022 is narrowing. So as of the beginning of January, I believe the spread was approximately 20%. Now it's only 10%. As you can see here, the increase of housing supply has been increasing more rapidly compared to 2021, which of course is a step in the right direction. However, a step that's not in the right direction is the number of new listings. So for the most recent stats we have for the 4-week period ending May 29th, the number of new listings actually decreased last week. Meanwhile, 54% of houses that went under contract had an accepted offer within the first 2 weeks of hitting the market. That's actually up from 53% from 1 year ago. So basically, 54% of houses that hit the market accepted an offer within the first 2 weeks. And 39% went under contract within 1 week of hitting the market. That's basically flat compared to 1 year ago. So basically, 4 out of every 10 houses that hit the market had an accepted offer within 1 week, which is pretty fast. So here's the 2 graphics to share with you guys regarding that. So again, 54% went under contract within the first 2 weeks of hitting the market. But as you can see here, as I reported to you guys 1 week ago, that trend has basically been plateauing. So they basically reached all-time record highs basically in, looks like March of this year, and has been decreasing ever since then. It has basically been plateauing. So more or less right now, we're basically at levels you saw last year. And as you guys can see here, approximately 39% went under contract within 1 week, which basically was on par with 2021 as well. And houses on average are still selling very quickly. However, this is a lagging indicator though. The median days on the market is only 15 days, an all-time record low in 2022. Compare that to 2021. At this time, we had approximately 19 days on the market. Also in 2020, we had approximately 40 days was the average days on the market. Additionally, approximately 6 out of every 10 houses that are selling above their asking price. Again, this is a lagging indicator though, at 56.7%. But as you can see here, over the past 4 weeks or so, this trend line has basically been plateauing. This is something you definitely should be aware of because look at the trend line in 2021. The trend line in 2021 basically increased through July and August of last year. Also, on average, 5% of houses for sale each week had a price reduction. In other words, the home seller reduced their asking price in order to attract a home buyer. Overall, 20.1% dropped their asking price over the past 4 weeks. That's up from 13.8% from a month ago and up from 10.1% from 1 year ago. This again is the highest share since October of 2019. So here's a graphic depiction to share with you guys regarding price reductions by home sellers right now. So right now we have more price drops than any other time since 2019. Again, the weekly average is at 5% right now, the highest share since October of 2019 when we had 5.4% of price reductions. But as you guys can see here, the share at 5%, if we exclude October of 2019, it's still the highest share since at least 2015. And also the average sale to list price ratio, which measures how close houses are selling to their asking prices, was flat, but still at an all-time high at 102.8%. So in other words, houses on average are selling for 2.8% over the seller's asking price on average. And in looking at this graphic here, 1 year ago, that share was approximately 1 percentage point less. Compare that to 2020, the share was approximately 98.5%. Now it's 102.8%. Also, unlike 2021 and also in 2020, every single week, the share has been above 100% this year. So in other words, on average, home sellers are selling their houses for over their asking price every single week of this year. So comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you got any value out of today's video whatsoever, then please hit the like button and greatly appreciate that. Hope you have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.